this is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and this is our live video right here on our Facebook page, Posh Pooch Designs. And if you don't know, every Tuesday morning at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, we have a live video chat. We have a lot of fun. We talk about crochet and yarn, and sometimes I tell a silly joke, and sometimes I don't. And we talk about all the fun things that are going on this week, and we have a lot of things to talk about. First thing we need to know is, good morning, Marie. Good morning, Michelle. That's what I was going to say. The first thing we need to talk about is get your coffee and clink in. Now, the screen changed a little bit on because I use my iPad to do our live video chats because it makes the screen bigger and I can keep my glasses off and see who's commenting in. And so I like that they changed it because now I can see better who's commenting in. And I'm so glad you both have clinked in, and I hope more people will clink in. What kind of coffee are you drinking today? I'm drinking my Dunkin' Donuts coffee that was given to me by a friend. And actually, my favorite coffee is actually the, good morning, Elizabeth. Are you going to clink in? Clink. Oh, I forgot. I have some very tragic news I need to share with you. Good morning, Crystal. The tragic news that I need to share with you is that I have lost my favorite coffee cup. Last week, I lost my Valentine cup, and it was in the dishwasher. Okay, so I have lost my Posh Pooch Designs coffee cup. I had it made, about 7 years ago, right when I was first starting my Posh Pooch Designs business. I guess it's been about 8 years now. And I had the coffee cup made. I got some free thing. Hi, Sharon. I got some free thing. It's where I get my business cards from, and it's totally, anyway, they sent me a free pen, writing pen. They sent me a magnet for my car, which I don't use on my car, it's on my fridge. And they sent me that cup and a couple other things along with my business cards just for promotion. And I love my Posh Pooch Designs coffee cup, and I can't find it. I looked all over my room today. I did check the dishwasher, but I can't find it. But that's okay. So, today we're talking fringe. And it was so funny because I looked up online what fringe means. Good morning, Melissa. And I had forgotten a few years ago, Claire Sullivan, who does Bob Wilson 123 videos, had done one of my videos, or one of my crochet patterns. I gave her permission to do one of my videos, and it's the crazy colorful wig. They're like, you can make them bloom pink and all kinds of colors. Well, anyway, she asked if she could do the video, and of course I let her. She's a wonderful lady and does a great job on the videos. Well, the pattern is like hair, and then it has what we call in America bangs. And I had forgotten about that because in Australia and in England, the bangs are called your fringe. And I thought that was so funny because I'd forgotten about that. So next time I go to the hairdresser or the lady who cuts my hair, I'm going to tell her to trim up my fringe. So that's one definition of fringe. But we're not talking about that one today. Today we're talking about fringe. And this is my, it's a super easy cal that is made with, it's one I did to help you understand how to work with homespun yarn. And I put this long fringe on it. And think about how plain this scarf or this cowl would look without this beautiful fringe. And fringe is such a wonderful thing. It adds so much detail and so much just extra pizzazz. And you know I like pizzazz. I just kind of like saying it. Pizzazz. Everybody say pizzazz out loud. Isn't it fun? Should I sit and wait like Dora the Explorer does? Everybody say pizzazz. My kids are grown, but I remember I was babysitting for one of my nieces one time. She loved that show. And it would just crack me up the way Dora Explorer would wait for you to respond. And I know it's for preschoolers, but it was just so funny. Okay, so let's talk fringe. The kind of fringe you put on your clothes. Now you can put fringe on absolutely anything. You can put it on a headband, you can put it on a scarf, you can put it on a purse, you can even put it on the bottom of your pants if you want to, a skirt, a hanger, a curtain, a hat, anything to add a little pizzazz. And you can add long fringe or short fringe. And last week I showed you the templates, however you want to say it, that I made for my tassels. And I use these same templates when I make fringe. And I use the exact same kind. This is a 4-inch, 3-inch, 2-inch, and I think it's 2, 3, 4, and 6 actually. And I made these just out of cardboard. You use your ruler. Here's the one that I use the most. This is a 6-inch one. I've got it marked off on the side. It's nice and wide, so I can wrap it around. Yesterday, I did a video, just a little like 6 or 8 minutes, I don't know. And I showed you how to use your template to wrap the yarn, how to cut it, and how to add it to your project. And it is a great thing to use. And in the video, I used this particular scarf that I made. I throw that over my shoulder. And I added this fringe. Now this scarf is made off of my Whispering Pines pattern. And I did it with the greens from the Sweet Roll. And this one here is just called Gleam from Red Heart. It's got a gold sparkle in it. And it's just beautiful. And I wanted to see how it would look with a fringe edge. And I absolutely love it. And one of the questions that was asked is, what's the difference between a tassel and fringe? And when you look at the definition, it says that fringe can have tassels, but tassels is not fringe. It's kind of like a Jeep is a car, but not all cars are Jeeps. And believe me, in Colorado, you know not all cars are Jeeps. And so fringe can be tassels as well if you add a bunch of tassels across. So hi Carolina. Like I was saying, Facebook on my iPad, because I do my live videos on my iPad so that I can see the without having to wear my glasses. And they changed the format a little bit, and I really, really like it. And the letters are bigger. I can see when everybody's commenting. So hit all those hearts and all those thumbs up. I love it when they shoot across the screen. So anyway, back to fringe. I showed you on the video how to take your template, how to wrap it around, how to cut it, and then how to apply it to your scarf. And this one is a scarf because that's what I did in the video yesterday. And I was surprised that how many people had never tried, my fringe is tickling my arm, had never tried putting fringe on anything. And this is one of those things where, you know, I've been doing all of this stuff for so many years. I forget that some people have never tried it. And it's really, really, really easy. You cut your strip, you fold it in half, you use your crochet hook to stick it through, and grab a hook. You use your crochet hook to stick it right through the edge of your stitch, and you loop it over and pull it out. And like I said, the video I will put underneath this video on Facebook, and I'll connect it when I put it on YouTube as well. But the really cool thing about fringe is you can make it as long as you want or as short as you want. If you're making it for, say, like I have one little dog collar where I add fringe. Well, I don't want the fringe really long because it'll get caught in their toenails and their teeth, and we don't want that. And so I have the fringe real short. But like on this scarf, I think that this long fringe really adds a whole bunch to it. And of course, this is that homespun yarn, and it is perfect for fringe. Can't talk today. This homespun yarn gets really fuzzy, and there's one floating in the air. It gets really fuzzy anyway, and it just makes just a perfect fringe. And even if you don't want to crochet with this type yarn, you could always add fringe. For instance, if I made a handbag, say, maybe out of the purple like my headband's made out of, and then I could use some of this fringe on the bottom just for accent, so you don't have to use the same, you know. A lot of people struggle with the homespun. I've got a couple of videos out there that'll help you if you'll just watch them. It explains a little bit about how to work with the homespun yarn. But it's one of my favorites. I love working with it. And I think once you challenge it and do it, you'll find it's really, really not that hard. Elizabeth says, ha ha, what are you laughing at? So anyway, that is Fringe. Fringe is easy. Fringe is fun. And it can just, like I said, it adds so much pizzazz to whatever thing you're working on. Think about this. Okay, you just crochet a plain white blanket. It's, maybe you used a pretty stitch or something, but it's just a plain white blanket. You add a couple of inches of fringe on both ends, and you've got a fantastic throw that anybody would want to use. So I don't know. Fringe is just one of those wonderful things. And another thing about fringe is you don't have to leave it straight. If you want to gather it together and make tassels, that's where the tassels come in, you can. Or you can just hang it together. She's laughing at me. I know. I asked Liz, why are you laughing? She's laughing at me. Those who don't know, Elizabeth is my daughter. And she has Callie's Clips and Crochet Creations. And she tries to pop in on my videos every now and then. Makes a mama feel good. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to put that video that I did yesterday. It's just a short video explaining to you how to use a template and how to cut your fringe and how to add it to your project and how to trim it up when you're done. Because I like my fringe a little bit crazy. I don't want it to be perfectly straight, but that's the artist in me. Those of you who are technical crocheters or a little bit on the perfectionist side, and it depends on what I'm doing if I am on the more perfectionist side, but it will show you how to lay it out and how to cut a nice straight even edge. And it just depends on the project I'm doing, how crazy I want to be. So anyway, that's Fringe. I'll add that video link underneath this video so that you'll have it and you can go take a look at it. It's real short. It's, and it's using this particular scarf, which I am in total love with this yarn. It's called Gleam from Red Heart. All right, so let's talk about what's new this week. I had to tell you about this neatest thing on, might have been Friday. A lady that lives here in Parker, I live in Parker, Colorado, she contacted me and she said, we just adopted a dog. Do you have any dog rug patterns? And of course I have quite a few that I've done in the past. And she said, well, we went to pick up a pizza at Murphy's Pizza. I ran in to get it and my daughter waited in the car. And there was a little bit of a wait. And when she came out, her daughter wasn't in the car. Her daughter is I think she said 12 or 13. I can't remember exactly. Preteen, early teenager. Anyway, so she said she looked down the sides to see, and her daughter was sitting over on the cement, because it's like a cement curb out there, holding a puppy. So she went over there, and her mom said to her, what's going on here? Their puppy had passed away like about a year ago, and they had decided just not to get another one. And she said, well, this puppy was just wandering around here, so I'm just kind of living on it, And so the long and the short of the story is he's a little Jack Russell Chihuahua mix, they think. And they took him home. He was really, really skinny, and they gave him a bath. And they kept him for a while and started calling him Murphy because they found him in front of Murphy's Pizza. And they took him to the vet. After a while, they started feeling guilty. They thought maybe they should try to see if he was chipped and if he had a home. And so he didn't have a chip, and the vet didn't know. And so they made a few phone calls, checked to see at some of the rescues if anyone was looking for this little puppy. The vet said it was probably about 6 or 8 months old, and it was really skinny. And, unfortunately, out here where we live, it's a little bit of a rural area, and people do drop off unwanted dogs, unfortunately. So anyway, they fell in love with Murphy. And what she contacted me for was she wanted me to see if I could make a pizza-shaped dog rug because they found Murphy at Murphy's Pizza. And let me show you what I came up with. Are you ready? What do you think? It's not very big. It measures about 24 by 24 inches. It's all stitched using 3 strands of yarn. And I tried to make it look like mozzarella cheese, and I added some pepperonis. and it's nothing major. And she absolutely loves the rug. Now she said she does crochet. And so what I did is I wrote the pattern out and I sent it over to her, and she's checking my counts now. And it's going to be a free pattern on my blog. Yeah, Elizabeth said it sounds like her Lucy. And it is. It's a similar story. My daughter, they found a little black chihuahua that someone had just left. I think it was at a convenience store. And they took her in, same thing. But Murphy this week is getting altered. And then she's going to get back with me. I'm hoping she'll get back with me this evening or maybe tomorrow with the stitch counts. And I don't know if I'm going to do a video on this one or not. It's just a basic circle. But it will be a pattern, a free pattern on my blog soon. So she showed me a picture of him, and he kind of looks more like a Jack Russell to me, and he looks like he weighs about 12 pounds now. And so I haven't got to see him in person. I hope she'll send me some pictures of Murphy on his pizza dog rug. So anyway, that's a lot of fun. The whole rug is stitched using 3 strands and your end hook, and then the little pepperonis are made with an H hook and 1 strand. So anyway, that's one thing that happened this week. The other thing we did was this. You ready? This is a little dog hat that I did last year. It's not really a dog hat. It's a decorative hat. You can use it for a cat. You can use it for a photo prop on a baby or a dog, or you can use it for decorations. If you're going to do a St. Patrick's Day party, use them for your place markers or whatever. And you can make it with or without the braids. And this is a video I did yesterday. I did it in 2 color. The original one is in the darker, and I used the lighter just for fun. So that's something we did yesterday, the leprechaun hat, top hat. And that was fun. Okay, so I was in Walmart the other day, and I was looking for those new DIY yarns. Well, my Walmart clearanced them all out, and I didn't get any more. And so they were gone. But what I did find was these. This is the Burnett Pop by Yarnspirations. And so what I decided to do, because I already have some of these Karen cakes, and I also ordered some of these sweet rolls. And so what I'm going to do next week on our live video, we're going to talk about the differences between some of these rolls. And I'm also going to try to show you how to make one. I got this idea because I do have a yarn cake roller, but you don't have to have a cake roller to make these with the long colors, and they're abrupt changes. And I'll also talk to you about weights and colors and fibers and all of that stuff. And we're going to do that next week. I was going to do it this week and do Fringe next week, but I haven't been able to locate the Mandela one, and so I'm hoping I'll be able to. Yeah, I found out that my Walmart wasn't supposed to have them out until the 1st of March. The label's coming off. This Burnett Pop. They weren't supposed to be put out until the 1st of March. I didn't know that. Although I don't work there, so I don't care. So, and they had a whole end cap of these. And I talked to the lady, and she that runs that department. She had never even heard of them. Didn't know what they were. Thought they were weird. And when I explained to her how awesome they are, she's like, oh, I may have to get some. Mine were priced at $4.97. And this is, I want to say 5 ounces. So, but we'll talk about all that next week. I'm going to compare them all. And hopefully I can get the Mandela. And if I can't find it, I may have to, I'm going to try going over to Joann's this week, see if I can find it. Because I like to touch them. I want to see how they compare to each other. And I'm going to talk about it next week on our video. So, and the last thing I wanted to show you was this. I thought this was the cutest thing. This is duct tape. And I usually put a little piece of shipping tape when I send out my packages for my orders. And I just put a little piece on there. And I've been using like zebra print or something. And I walked past Walmart, and these were like 86 cents or something. And so I bought one. I'm like, anything with paw prints on it, I am going to love, you know. So check your Walmart for paw prints. So anyway, I always say that. Make sure you get enough coffee today. It's going to be 75 degrees here in Parker, Colorado. This time last year, it was 2 degrees. So we don't have any snow. We've gotten a little bit of rain, and they're saying next week it might snow. So we are under major fire watch. So if they say evacuate, this room's going first. Well, that's our video for today. Please do watch that video on how to make and cut and add and trim your fringe. And add fringe to everything. Fringe adds pizzazz. Did y'all take a minute and say pizzazz? Yeah, hope you did. It's a fun word. It reminds me of when Elf said Francisco. Anyway, that's enough being silly for today. I'm gonna tune out today. And yes, she says unusually warm. That groundhog was wrong. That teaches us better than to trust a groundhog for our weather forecaster. The computers don't even get it right. Well, you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And make sure you tell all the people in your life that you love them.